You're trying to lead your family, make good decisions, keep everything on track. But your wife says you're being controlling. You think you're being responsible. She thinks you're suffocating her. And you're standing there confused, because isn't leadership what you're supposed to be doing as a husband? Here's the truth. There's a massive difference between leading and controlling, and most men don't know where that line is. Let me show you exactly what separates the two, because getting this wrong costs you respect, intimacy, and partnership. Here's the core distinction. Leadership invites. Control demands. When you lead, you create space for her input and make decisions together. When you control, you make decisions for her and expect compliance. One builds partnership. The other builds resentment. Most men don't realize they're being controlling because their intentions are good. You're trying to protect the family. You're trying to be decisive. You're trying to keep chaos from taking over. But good intentions don't erase the impact of control. Let me give you a real example. You decide the family is going to do something this weekend without asking her opinion first. Then you tell her the plan. You think you're being a leader who takes initiative. She experiences it as you treating her like a child who just needs to be told what's happening. The difference? A leader would have said, "I was thinking about this weekend. What do you think about doing this? Or did you have something else in mind?" See how that still shows initiative but includes her voice? That's leadership without control. Here's what control actually looks like in marriage. Making unilateral financial decisions, dismissing her concerns because you think you know better, correcting her in front of other people, insisting things be done your way because it's more efficient, or using logic to shut down her emotions. Every one of these things feels like leadership to you, but control to her. True leadership in marriage means you're strong enough to listen, secure enough to be influenced, and wise enough to value her perspective even when it differs from yours. Controlling men can't do that because they think collaboration equals weakness. Here's the shift. Start making decisions with her, not for her. That doesn't mean she gets veto power over everything. It means you bring her into the process. You say things like, "Here's what I'm thinking. What am I missing?" Or, "Help me understand your perspective on this." Another key difference: leaders create safety. Controllers create fear. When your wife disagrees with you, does she feel safe expressing that? Or does she worry about your reaction? If she's learned to just go along with what you say to avoid conflict, that's not respect. That's survival mode. Here's a question that reveals everything. Does your wife feel like she has agency in your marriage? Can she make decisions about her time, her money, her friendships, her career without needing your permission? Or does she feel like she needs to run everything by you first? If it's the second one, you're controlling, not leading. Leadership also means admitting when you're wrong. Controllers can't do that because they've built their identity around always being right. But real strength is saying, "I didn't see it that way, but now I do. Let's adjust." That's what earns respect. One more thing that separates leaders from controllers: emotional regulation. When she challenges your decision, do you get defensive and shut her down? Or can you stay calm and curious? Leaders aren't threatened by pushback. Controllers see it as insubordination. Here's how to practice this. The next time you're about to make a decision that affects both of you, pause. Ask her input before you decide. Listen to what she says without planning your rebuttal. Then incorporate her perspective into the final decision. That's collaborative leadership, and if she says you've been controlling, don't get defensive. Ask her, "Can you give me an example so I can understand better?" Then actually listen. This is hard, but it's necessary. You can't change what you refuse to see. The strongest marriages have two people leading together, not one person dictating and the other following. Your wife didn't marry you to lose her voice. She married you to build a life with someone who respects her as an equal partner. Leadership without control means you're confident enough to be challenged, secure enough to be influenced, and strong enough to share power. That's not weakness. That's what real masculine strength looks like in marriage. You can be decisive and still collaborative. You can be strong and still humble. You can lead and still listen. When you learn that balance, you become the kind of husband she wants to follow because she trusts you, not because she has no other choice. Comment below and let me know what you are currently struggling with in your communications with your wife. Click the link in the first comment or check my bio to discover an ebook that can help improve your communication with your wife.